8th day of the 8th month. This is actually globally recognized as the Lionsgate portal, which is a very powerful time to manifest things spiritually. So what have you been manifesting? Good evening, welcome to TV47 Prime. I'm Wakio Mzenge. Our sign language interpreter is Rhoda Nyamai. Let's start with the bulletin, and we begin with very unfortunate story here where 4 families are mourning after a deadly collision involving a motorcycle and a school bus in Nyansongo along the Itumbe-Ogembo Road. The motorcycle, which was carrying 4 people, collided head-on with the bus, killing all the occupants at the scene. Preliminary reports point to speeding as a possible contributing factor, with authorities urging motorists to observe road safety measures. Drivers have also been advised to exercise caution when approaching the area.
Hawa vijana walikuwa wanatoka kutoka Nyansongo, wametoka main road ya Karau Hills wakielekea Ogembo. So kupanda hiyo mlima ya kwenda Musiabano ndio wakakutana na gari ya basi ya shule ambao walikuwa wanaofateki gari 3. So wakagongana hana kwa hana.
Na wote wamefariki hapo hapo na sasa hivi wamepelekwa mochari. Sasa hivi ile sababu imefanya ajali ikatokea ni kwa sababu ya poor calculation na kuwa katika high speed.
Meanwhile, a single bullet has become the center of an investigation into the death of 44-year-old Maureen Duku at Gikomba market. The family says the bullet that killed Maureen and injured a teenager disappeared from hospital, while IPOA confirms it never received the critical piece of evidence. As questions mount over the missing bullet and changing police accounts of the incident, the families of the victims are demanding answers. Susan Locho reports.
By police in regards to this.
For 2 families, the search for justice now rests on a small but crucial piece of evidence, a bullet that could help answer questions on how Maureen Duku lost her life.
Even imagine, sitamwona tena akiniita tena. Serious.
The 44-year-old was shot at Gikomba market during chaos that erupted when police from Shaurimoyo police station were pursuing a suspected phone thief. Investigations so far point to one bullet that struck Maureen in the back, exited through her lower abdomen before hitting and lodging in the leg of a 16-year-old boy.
According to X-ray pictures that we have, it is very clear that the boy had a bullet lodged inside his leg. According to families, hiyo bullet ilitolewa. And up to this point in time, we don't know who took the bullet.
But the bullet now is missing under unclear circumstances. Maureen's family claims police officer from the Shaurimoyo police station made several visits to the hospital while waiting for the bullet to be removed from the teenager's body before it was allegedly taken by an unknown person.
Sasa vile anafanyia operation vile ilitoka mtoto akagusa hiyo risasi akaniambia ni kadogo lakini kako na kilo. Mama ni kadogo lakini kako na kilo. Akasema vile nini huyu jamaa huyu akapa akapiga simu. Bila alipiga simu mtu mwingine akakuja amevaa suti na kona kanini hapa hivi. Sasa aliniambia kusoma. Amevaa suti, huyo jamaa amevaa suti, alikuja na kabag, akaweka kitu ndani na akaenda.
Lazima tuulize maswali Kenyatta National Hospital. Cases of police excesses are investigated by IPOA, and we have confirmed from IPOA that they do not have the bullets. So Kenyatta National Hospital, together with Shaurimoyo Police Station, according to the family, ni kwamba hao officers kutoka Shaurimoyo, they were milling around the families wakiulizia hiyo bullet for several days.
The disappearance of the bullet has added to concerns over the police account of the incident. The family says officers initially apologized and described the shooting as an accident before later changing their account and suggesting the bullet could have come from criminals.
So there is a clear attempt to cover up this incident. At first, the perpetrator alikuja paka kwa familia, mpaka kwa victim akiomba msamaha.
Sasa jene kinanikula akili ni walijileta wenyewe wakasema askari ameomba msamaha, lakini wamesema si yeye. Hiyo inanikula. Unaweza omba msamaha kwa kitu yenye unajua hujafanya.
Susan Locho for TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you so much, Susan Locha, for that report, and we'll be looking forward to the updates on that story. Moving on, for 1 week, State House Nairobi became a window into the challenges facing the Social Health Authority. From community health promoters to village elders, Muslim leaders, Quakers, and private security officers, different groups arrived with a common concern: access to affordable and reliable healthcare. While President William Ruto used each engagement to reaffirm his government's commitment to SHA, the meetings also exposed the pressures and expectations surrounding the new healthcare system. Elizabeth Atieno reports on this story.
From the frontline health workers who deliver services in communities to village elders who serve as grassroots administrators, State House this week brought together groups that the president said reflect Kenya's social fabric. But behind the different visits was one common thread: the demand for healthcare that is accessible, affordable, and reliable. On July 25th, President William Ruto met community health promoters and announced that they would be covered under the Social Health Authority, with the government allocating funds towards their health insurance.
Vile ambavyo hospitali hizi zimepatiwa empowerment through SHA, imetuletea a unique challenge kwamba watu wametoka katika hizo hospitali zingine wamekuja sasa katika hospitali za serikali. So, Your Excellency, if we can just get more support for this hospital, then it will just be an icing on the cake.
Today, in this forum, I announce that the government of Kenya, working with our counties, will make sure that every community health promoter has SHA as a coverage.
Days later, the president met Quaker faith leaders and spoke of partnerships with faith-based health facilities to support universal health coverage through SHA.
Wale walikuwa wanasema mambo ya matibabu haiwezekani. Leo watu 32 million wako registered. Tumelipa 170 billion in the last 1.5 years. Inawezekana.
When village elders arrived at State House, the focus shifted to their own healthcare needs with a promise that they would be enrolled into SHA alongside their families.
Jambo la pili, yule mama mboga pia leo anaweza kuingia katika bima ya afya pale kwa SHA.
Muslim leaders also raised the healthcare question during their engagement with the president, with some saying SHA had reduced the pressure on community contributions for medical emergencies.
Mheshimiwa Rais, watu wanazungumzia kuhusu SHA sijui nini, lakini kwa hakika hii inafanya kazi. Sisi ndio maimao tuko kule msikitini. Ile changa ambayo tulikuwa tunachangia watu saa zote imepungua. Lazima tukubaliane na hilo.
The other day, my brother had an accident. The bill was 1 million shillings. SHA paid 750,000. I am actually a living testimony of a beneficiary of SHA.
Private security officers then brought another dimension to the SHA debate: employer compliance. The president directed security companies to remit statutory deductions, including SHA contributions for their workers.
Wewe ambaye ni mwananchi mdogo utalipa shilingi 660 kila mwezi. Na bili ya hospitali hata ikikuja shilingi milioni 1, serikali ya Kenya italipa bili yako ya hospitali, ya mtoto wako, ya mke wako na ya jamaa yako.
The visits may have involved different demographics, professions, religions, and social groups, but they revealed the same reality. SHA is being judged not only by its promises, but by whether Kenyans can actually access care when they need it. The government saying all will be done to ensure all Kenyans enjoy their right to quality and affordable health care. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Elizabeth Otieno. And tonight, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna has asked Cooperatives Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya to support his presidential bid, saying he respects him for nurturing his political career in ODM. Sifuna, who spoke during the Linda Mwananchi tour of Vihiga and Kakamega counties, met the appeal as Linda Mwananchi leaders backed his 2027 presidential ambition, with Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya warning that Western Kenya will not play second fiddle in next year's presidential election. Apollo Kamau reports.
Linda Mwananchi movement stepped up its mobilization campaign in Western Kenya, touring Vihiga and Kakamega counties in a drive aimed at consolidating support in the region and challenging President William Ruto's influence ahead of the 2027 general election. Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, reaching out to his political mentor in the ODM party, Cooperatives Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya, seeking his blessing for his 2027 presidential bid as he aims to unseat President William Ruto and make him a one-term president.
Mheshimiwa Oparanya, wewe ni mzee kuniliko, umenilea ndani ya chama cha ODM. Sijui kama tunakubaliana kisiasa saa hii, lakini hata kama hukubaliani na mimi saa hii kwa siasa zangu, mimi naomba unibariki niende safari ambayo iko mbele.
Sifuna's olive branch comes as a section of the leader ground faction in ODM, led by Suna East MP Unet Mohamed, pushes for Oparanya's endorsement as President Ruto's running mate.
Nikiwa na kura ya Oparanya, hakuna vile Ruto atakushinda. Huko Bungoma saa hii tunatahiri vijana, si ndio? Kijana yako akikuja kuambie ametosha kisu, hawezi kama mzazi ama baba yake umwambie asiende mbele. Na kuambia Oparanya nimetosha kisu, niko tayari kwa uchungu ambao utakuja mbele.
While calling for the unity of the Mlembe nation, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya said the region will no longer play second fiddle in the quest for the presidency, citing its numerical strength and political significance.
Mambo ya Oparanya ya kuomba kiti ya deputy tumekataa. Sisi tulikuwa na Mudavadi kama deputy, tukawa na Mudi Awori kama deputy, tukawa na Wamalwa kijana kama deputy. Kiti ya deputy hatutaki, tazama tawe. Walisema Sifuna ni moto wa karatasi. Tumezunguka kaunti 16. Moto imeanza kuwachoma. Ruto anachomeka.
Also joining Sifuna and the leader Mwananchi camp was DCP Deputy Party Leader Cleophas Malala, who endorsed Sifuna's presidential bid, while Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale criticized President Ruto for what he termed unfulfilled promises to the region.
Huyu mtoto wetu anatosha kukuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Mimi naomba tafadhali, sisi jamii ya Waluya, and I want to thank Mheshimiwa Natembeya. You have shown leadership. Ruto aminiki. Nilileta Ruto hapa, akaniambia tutajenga airport yetu Kakamega. Amejenga. Ruto aliniambia atamaliza Mukungu Stadium. Amemaliza.
The leader Mwananchi movement continues its Kakamega tour on Sunday, targeting 5 constituencies: Mumias East, Mumias West, Malava, Navaholo, and Lugari. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Away from Kakamega County, let's move to Kajiado County, which was a beehive of political activity today, with opposition leaders Rigathi Gachagua and Fred Matiang'i urging residents to unite and vote out President William Ruto in next year's general election. The leaders, who spoke in 2 separate events, downplayed a rift within the united opposition, saying they will pull all stops to ensure their unity is purpose works. Here is Paul Kirobi with more.
A day after his tour of Kiambu County, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua shifted his political campaign to Kajiado as he seeks to build support ahead of the 2027 general election. While playing down a seeming rift within the united opposition, Gachagua urged Kajiado residents to join what he described as a broader political alliance, bringing together communities from Mount Kenya, Ukambani and other regions to remove the current administration from office in 2027.
Wazee ya machifu wamefika pale. Wamepewa kila mtu 3,300. Alafu wamewadanganya ati atawapatia simu ya smartphone. Wamerudi kwa machifu kupiga reports. Machifu wanacheka, wanamwambia mnaamini hiyo muongo.
Gachagua also challenged political leaders seeking opposition support to expand their reach beyond conferences and political meetings, saying electoral support must be built at the grassroots.
Lakini hatuwezi mtoa tukiwa mazungumzo kwa hoteli. Hatuwezi mtoa tukiwa kwa workshop, kwa seminar. Huyu Kasongo tunamtoa tukienda kwa wananchi vile nimekuja Kajiado. Pale tuna tofautishana. When do we name the candidate?
During the tour, the DCP party leader outlined development promises, including the construction of dams, boarding schools, and the revival of the leather industry, should his team take power.
Kwa sababu ya mfuko yetu, tutahakikisha kila ward iko na bawa, ndio Wamasai waweze kupata maji wakati wa kiangazi. Wapate maji ya mfuko na maji ya wenyewe kutumia.
Gachagua was accompanied by a number of political leaders, including Senator John Methu, Kajiado North MP Onesmus Ngogoyo, Mumias East MP Peter Salasia, and Kajiado Senator Sekilenku.
Akatuambia kwamba kwa wiki moja barabara ya Imaroro, Ilasit, Imaroro, Isara itawekwa lami kwa wiki moja. Watu wa East, maana mko hapa, barabara imetengenezwa na ni wiki moja.
The Kajiado tour comes days after Azimio figure Kalonzo Musyoka also visited the county, signaling heightened political interest in the region ahead of 2027. Meanwhile, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i used a separate engagement in Kajiado to call for issue-based politics, citing the high cost of living, unemployment, insecurity and poverty as key national challenges.
Wale ambao tunatafuta uongozi, tuwe upinzani, tuwe kwa serikali, tuzingatie maslahi ya hawa wananchi. Hilo ndilo jambo la muhimu kwetu sisi wote, sio kulumbana, kutukanana. Hakuna nchi dunia hii imejengwa na matusi.
Matiang'i also sought support from the Maasai community, pointing to his public service record as part of his case for the presidency. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Thank you, Paul Kirobi. Now, the ODM party has slammed the united opposition, warning that the use of tribal numbers as a campaign tool threatens national unity ahead of the 2027 general election. At a political rally in Dhiwa, Homa Bay County, ODM leaders threw thinly veiled jabs at DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of exploiting community identities for political gain.
The message from ODM leaders in Dhiwa was direct. Political support should not be pegged around ethnic numbers. Led by party chairperson Gladys Wanga, the leaders took aim at DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua over what they described as a continued use of tribal identities to shape political alignments ahead of 2027.
We cannot be in the same place as Gachagua. Gachagua propagates exclusion. The politics of big tribes and small tribes. That is not the ODM DNA. And anybody associating with Gachagua and saying they are part of ODM, see hivyo, hao wamepotea.
Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Badi warned that ethnic politics could deepen division and create tensions if left unchecked.
We cannot be in a country where Gachagua keeps on telling us, Kiambu has 2 million, Meru has 1 million. The other communities, however small or few we are, we also produce people who are capable of leading this country. You cannot run for president because your community has so much numbers. And that is why this country will return Ruto to power. Because everybody who wants to run against Ruto is associating with a terrible character called Rigathi Gachagua.
Homa Bay Town MP Peter Kaluma also directed his message to the youth, warning against being used to disrupt political events or advance divisive agendas.
Gachagua, I'm telling you today, you don't know our people. Gachagua, we are telling you today, you have no votes in Mount Kenya to stop President William Ruto's re-election. Gachagua, I'm telling you today that President Ruto is going to be re-elected with the support of the ODM party with over 280 MPs across the country.
Faith Wangari, TV47.
Away from politics and now to a very unfortunate incident. A village in Gatundu North is grappling with shock after a man and his young daughter were found dead at their home in Iregania. The incident has sparked concerns over family conflicts, with residents calling for greater community support and counseling services for families facing challenges. Religious and community leaders have been urged to strengthen intervention efforts and encourage people in distress to seek help. Police who visited the scene moved the bodies to General Cargo Mortuary in Thika as investigations into the tragedy continue.
Hata ile asubuhi ni mtu kujitoa uhai na akatoa mtoto wake. Hiyo kitu imetupiga toa, lakini hatuna la kunena.
Lakini tunaomba ya kwamba kuwe na ushirikiano katikati ya kanisa na watu ambao wanaongoza kijiji hiki, tuweze kutoa hili janga katika eneo letu.
Wale ambao wameingia katika ndoa, tungewasihi wanapokaribiwa na mambo magumu ya gender based violence wawe wakitafuta msaudi, kama ni mchungaji, kama ni mzazi, kama ni mzee wa nyumba kumi, kama ni assistant chief.
Lamu County holds more than half of Kenya's mangrove forests, an ecosystem that protects the coastline, supports marine life, and sustains thousands of livelihoods. But behind this natural wealth is a hidden trade that continues to strip this forest through illegal harvesting. From remote forests to coastal markets, who is driving the illegal business? How does it operate? And what is the cost of the environment and communities?
Deep inside the remote Boni Forest and Mukonumbi areas of Lamu County, suspected illegal loggers target mangrove trees, harvesting poles that eventually find their way into coastal markets and construction sites. Former illegal loggers say the trade thrives in areas that are difficult for authorities to access. Operations are often conducted deep into the night to avoid detection.
Ni sehemu ambazo ziko mbali na macho ya serikali na mbali ya macho ya watu, mbali ya ofisi za taasisi za kiserikali. Hata ukiwasha pawaso, ukifanya zile shughuli zako, hakuna mwenye kushtukia karibu.
Beach management units say the destruction goes beyond tree loss, affecting the entire marine environment.
Ukishakata mti mkubwa, maana yake ni kwamba utakapodondoka chini umeua vizazi vingine vingi vya mikoko ambavyo vilihitajika kuota kwa wakati ule.
After harvesting, the poles are hidden in secret storage areas before being transported to markets in Mokowe and Lamu Island. Former loggers say some of the illegal harvests end up mixed with legally sourced products before reaching customers.
Tunatumia njia nyingi za usafiri, tunazipandisha boti, zikipita pale kwa bandari zile zetu za local bandari, tunaziteremsha hapo na hapo tunaanzisha, tunatembeza nao wakati mwingine usiku.
Some community members have also raised concerns over the licensing system, claiming weak controls have created room for abuse.
Hawaangalii yule mtu mwenye kumpa leseni, au wanampatia mtu leseni yote kulingana na ile pesa yake na mfuko wake.
The impact of the illegal trade is being felt by both nature and communities. Environmental experts warn that the loss of mangroves reduces coastal protection, destroys biodiversity, and weakens one of the planet's most effective natural carbon storage systems.
The debris in the mangrove are soaked inside a muddy soil where there is no oxygen. So there is no quicker decomposition to release carbon.
For fishing communities in Lamu, the damage has a direct economic cost. More than 80% of residents depend on fishing, but fishermen say the destruction of mangrove breeding grounds has contributed to declining fish stocks and reduced income. Efforts to restore their forests are now underway, with local communities taking part in mangrove replanting programs. Authorities are also developing community reporting systems to help identify and report illegal activities.
It is very necessary for county government and national government to embrace the whistleblower policy so that every individual, every citizen can have an opportunity to report cases of logging that they witness within their neighborhoods.
The Kenya Forest Service says it has intensified surveillance and arrests of suspected illegal loggers. The agency warns that those found harvesting mangroves without authorization will face legal action.
We have noted incidences where there is some overharvesting in some areas. Occasionally we have cases of some individuals who harvest illegally.
Lamu's mangrove forests have supported coastal communities for generations. But as demand for mangrove poles continues, the fight to protect this critical ecosystem now depends on stronger enforcement, community action, and sustainable use of one of the coast's most valuable resources.
It's clear that we are very interconnected with the environment. We need to do better to take care of the environment so that it can take care of us. Now, for years, Karau Hills in Mukutani, Baringo South, was a symbol of fear, cattle raids and bloodshed. The rugged terrain once provided cover for armed bandits and who terrorized communities across the North Rift. Today, the same hills tell a different story, transformed into a center of security training and conservation through the Kenya Forest Service Law Enforcement Academy. Our reporter, Willie Dennis Njiru, has the special report.
4 years, these rocky cliffs overlooking Mukutani in Baringo South were synonymous with fear and bloodshed. Their strategic location offered armed bandits the perfect vantage point to monitor security movements, organize attacks, and disappear into the vast wilderness after deadly raids.
Kutoka mwaka 2005 kuja upande hapa ilikuwa mahali pabaya. Bandits, ukiona kuna milima iko upande yangu ya kushoto, hapo ndio ilikuwa mahali wanakuja kujisanya na kupanga na kufanya survey.
Entire villages emptied as residents fled. Repeated attacks. Men, women, and children were killed. Many others sustained life-changing injuries, while security officers pursuing the criminals also lost their lives. The violence crippled livelihoods, disrupted education, and left communities living under constant fear.
You cannot imagine ya kwamba sisi tunasimama hapa mahali risasi ingekuwa inalia tu, mahali kila mtu angekuwa anatafuta maisha yake inaelekea wapi. But you can now find ya kwamba kwa saa hii as we speak, the place is peaceful, watu wanaenjoy maisha, training imeanza.
Government security reports classified Karau Hills, Korkoron, and Tandare valleys among the country's red zones. The hills formed a notorious network frequently used by armed criminals, but today the silence tells a different story. The establishment of Kenya Forest Service Law Enforcement Academy has transformed what was once a sanctuary for bandits into a center of professional security training and environmental conservation. Instead of criminals hiding in the hills, uniformed officers now train here, acquiring modern skills to tackle forest crimes, illegal logging, wildlife offenses, and other emerging environmental threats. The academy recently marked another milestone by holding its first graduation parade for senior officers, a ceremony that carried enormous significance not only for the Kenya Forest Service, but also for residents witnessing a place once associated with gunfire became a venue for discipline, order, and national service.
The definition of security has expanded beyond physical security. It has expanded beyond the security that we know. Environmental security, societal security, and other economic security, food security. Those are the security requirements that must be part and parcel of government's agenda.
The echoes of bullets have now been replaced by synchronized marching, ceremonial trumpet calls, and the rhythms of boots on the parade square.
Kutoka 205 hapa ilikuwa shida sana inatokea hapa. Kwa hii milima kutoka hii milima na ikamtu. Kwa hivyo saa hii tunaona hii shule imetuletea faida kubwa sana. Tunashukuru ofisa ya serikali ndio ametusaidia hapa na sisi wenyewe hapa sisi ndio tumeketi kupea hawa hii forest.
By establishing this particular facility, we are actually addressing the issues of national security because the input in terms of environmental security contributes to national security.
Construction is ongoing to expand the academy into Kenya Forest Service Principal Training Institution. Residents say neighboring communities, once divided by cattle rustling and conflict, are building relationships as the Kenya Forest Service has also drilled boreholes, bringing clean water closer to households and reducing the burden previously borne by women and children who walked long distances in search of water.
How do we secure our forests and our water towers? That's the reason why we are saying forestry offers a solution even to security. Much as we say forestry is about trees, it also offers the issue of addressing conflict issues amongst communities.
For residents of Mukutani, the transformation of Karau Hills is more than a security success. It represents the return of dignity, hope and normalcy after 13 years of violence. A place once feared as one of Kenya's deadliest bandit hideouts now stands as a living proof that sustained investments in the security, conservation and community development can rewrite even the darkest chapter of a community's history. For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njeru.
And that report by Willie Dennis Njeru is going to take us for a short commercial break. But don't go too far. When we return, we have more bulletin stories lined up for you. Also, we have Pastor Sue joining us, and we're going to find the silent divider in our bedrooms. That's a topic you don't want to miss. Stay here on TV47 and see you after the break.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Wait.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Get affordable monthly TV packages from Azam TV today. From kids shows, African and international movies, sports, local and international, breaking news, documentaries, telenovelas, and many more. Our monthly packages are 400 Kenyan shillings, 950 Kenyan shillings, or 1,500 Kenyan shillings only. Call us today on 0709 844 000.
welcome back, and let's get to business matters. TVS Motor Company has launched its premium electric scooter, the TVS iCube, in Kenya, marking the company's entry into the African market and offering motorists a cleaner alternative for urban transport. The TVS iCube comes in two variants with a range of between 75 and 115 kilometers on a single charge. The scooter features smart connectivity, navigation, anti-theft and crash alert systems. The company says the electric scooter will help riders cut fuel and maintenance costs, with a car in general providing sales and after-sales support across Kenya.
We think that the next generation, Gen Z, is going to want to move into the electric mobility space, which is why we're starting this journey. And we don't see it as a journey for today. We see this as the beginning of a journey for tomorrow. So that's why we're really proud. We think over the next 5 years, we'll dominate the EV space because we think the customer wants it.
Each and every country, we have a global crisis, and fuel prices are rising, going down. It is fluctuating, and it makes sense for people to shift to electric.
And how about we get a little bit sporty? World Youth Scrabble Championship. That's the story we're going with right now. And India's Madhav Gopal Kamath has taken charge of the World Youth Scrabble Championship in Nairobi, moving to the top of the standings after 16 rounds. The defending World Youth Champion has impressed with 12.5 wins from 16 games, losing just 3 matches and posting a commanding plus 1,727 point spread. Kamath edged England's Samuel Grispen 426-351 in his latest match to move a half point clear of Pakistan's Ahmed Salman as the battle for the World Youth Scrabble crown intensifies.
Won 8 games out of 9, and I think I'm doing pretty well so far. I would be in about 2nd or 3rd place, but there's still a long way to go. 15 more games in this tournament, so anything could happen.
Competition is very tough because for the first time ever, we have a grandmaster playing. I mean, every year there is a defending champion, and this defending champion is a grandmaster and plays rated very, very high, not just in the youth, but even in the adult.
Kenyans also faring well. Unlike before, I see them rising up to the higher tables, so there's hope that we are catching up with the rest of the world.
Meanwhile, John Timbe is the overall winner of the Ruiru leg of the 2026 Duracourt Golf Masters Series held on Friday in Kiambu County. Timbe posted a score of 73 gross to clinch the top prize. The ladies' title went to home player Penina Gitau, who registered 39 stable forward points to beat Immaculate Mbugwa and Josephine Gidaiga. The men's top honors went to Joseph Mathias, who recorded 42 points. The nearest to the pin trophies went to Victor Magere and Catherine Joki, while Emmanuel Kimani and Lucy Wangari claimed the longest drive prizes. The 7th round will be held at Iyanza Golf Club, Kisumu County, on the 22nd of this month. The series will culminate into a grand finale at Mount Kipipiri Golf Resort in November.
It is about meeting new people, connecting with people, and enjoy that. That's what I've been doing so far, because I've not played well this whole series.
We have had quite a number of juniors play today, about 10 of them. They've enjoyed the course, they've enjoyed the experience, and the more we keep encouraging them, the more they become the future golfers.
On behalf of Basco Paints, I would like to really thank all members who have played, directly, indirectly, a role in making our series an amazing success.
And that wraps up TV47 Bulletin. And you know what time is it? It's time for Say What, but we'll do that right after this break. And Pastor Sue is already in the studio, so we're ready for this conversation. Don't go too far.